What it do, YouTube, man? It's your boy Coupe back with another jiggy video, man. Damn, boy. It's been a while. It's a lot going on, man. It's crazy. It's a lot that's been going on. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. You see the title. So, in this video, man, I'll be doing a whole bunch of mods to the G, man. We're gonna be doing I'm gonna be doing a stage 5 clutch from Action Clutch, lightweight flywheel. New transmission fluid, performance transmission fluid, new rear main seal, pilot bushing, and throwout bearing, man, and new pivot ball bearing too that goes in the back of the fork. So before we even get there, there's two bolts on the part. You guys not gonna be able to see this. Let me see if I can reach down here and feel them. There's two bolts on top of the. Yep, I feel them right there. Yeah, they go to a little bracket. There's like two bolts at the top of the transmission that you guys have to get to, and the easiest way to get to them is just the it's like going to your camshaft position sensors. Just go ahead and just get on top of the car, on top of the engine, and go from the top down. Okay, as you can see, I'm using like a different variety of tools. So on the 2004 version of the G35, you do not have to take off that little bracket that has the 10mm net connected to it. The two transmission bolts that go to the engine are 17s, and they're right below the bracket. Now getting to them, it's easy to get to them, but depending on how a person has torqued the bolts before you, we'll decide how easily they come out. Made it to the garage, man. I'm gonna try to move pretty quick with this job. Only got a day and a half to get it done. So, yes sir, we are here. Alright guys, so all set up in the air a little bit. Got the two top of the transmission mounts already off, well, outside the transmission. So now what we're going to do is disconnect the shifter. So go ahead and put that bad baby in there, pop this up. So right here you have your bottom drain bolt for the transmission. It's going to be a T55.
Fluid looks beautiful.
Exactly. Yeah. It's crazy.
It's probably the cleanest shit I've seen come out.
This shit got like 115,000 miles on it now.
Damn.
So while I let that drain, I'm gonna go ahead and unbolt the dry shaft and unbolt the Y pipe. So I have the transmission. I have the exhaust off with the Y pipe off. I have the transmission already, the fluid already out of the transmission. Now I have to take this undercarriage off. I'm gonna start undoing the bolts from the actual transmission itself, but I have to take this undercarriage off first. So let's go ahead and get that. I think everything's, nope. This is the middle part. Let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6 bolts, like 4 or 5, actually no. 1. So I lied. That's only 5 bolts to get that undercarriage off. They're all 10s. These 2 bolts, don't worry about it. They're 12s. They go to something else. They go to like the brace. So now what I'm about to do is I'm gonna unplug these O2 sensors. Then I'm gonna label them. I'm gonna label this side like with like a right out pin, right side, left side, so I know which side they go to. Cause I'm about to start unplugging everything. That little engine harness from up there, which actually doesn't look like it's that many. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's that many fuses that need to be unplugged, or connectors, I would like to say. And after that, you just undo the little bolts on the transmission. I mean the bolts on the dry shaft, and that comes out, and that's done. And that's like 4 bolts. right here, it's gonna be like 3 bolts that's gonna be hard to get to. I think this is a 14, and the middle one is to go to the dust shield, and that's a 10, and then the other side's a 14. You gotta unplug, you have to undo those as well. And then after that, it's just the rest of the transmission bolts. And you have to undo the clutch. I need a flashlight. Hold, give me a second. Transmission bolts right there. Then you got the slave cylinder right here. You gotta undo that from there. Then you have you got these connectors. You got those bolts. And then you got these 3 bolts right here. And that's it for the transmission. So let me go ahead and get to doing this, and then I'll be right back. So I have a 17 on the back, and then these are for the fasteners and nuts of the drive shaft. I have a 17 on the back, and I have a 11/16 on the front. And I'm just, you know, left it loosey, righty tighty at the same time to loosen it up and then get it down. That's pretty much it. I got these little 4 bolts and nuts. The drive shaft will be coming out. I just gotta undo these from the cross member right here, and that's it. Drive shaft ready to come out. These right here are 14s. Oh, man, I don't know if they're gonna be able to come out. I don't know. Them things are rusted. Let me get some penetrating oil. I'll be right back. I'm about to start taking off all the bolts from the transmission to the engine. Dang, that's up there. That's gonna be hard to get to. And I'm gonna be undoing the engine harness from the transmission, and that's going to be it. And then the transmission will be able to come down right after I get the drive shaft out, which is pretty much I just need those 2 bolts and that's ready to come down. So I shall be back after doing all of it. I think it's like 9 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's 11 bolts for the transmission. 2 bolts for the clutch, clutch cylinder, clutch slave cylinder. Okay, guys. So I had let the drive shaft sit. I had to take off. If you get, what is that? I forgot what type of exhaust it is. I'm gonna put it down in the description. If you get my type of exhaust and you're trying to do this, you're gonna have to take off the bottom part of the exhaust as well. As you can see, there you go. It's right there. The Y pipe is right there, plus the med pipe. I guess you can call that the med pipe, I don't know. You're gonna have to take that off as well, because the back flange of the drive shaft is gonna hit the plates. As you can see, it's gonna hit that plate right there. So it's gonna be hard to get it out. It's not gonna be able to come out. So you have to drop that, and then you're gonna have to, you know, pull the drive shaft out. So let's see where we're at right now. I got the starter disconnected. I actually labeled them, and you're gonna have to either get like a box and draw like a circle and like put the screws, the bolts in that box in a certain type of way, or you just have to like mark them. Like what I did, I marked them what number they are, and I also I'm putting them in like a circle diameter right now. So like those 2 bolts right there are the long bolts there for the dang it, is that right? There for the they're for the starter. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. So that's for the starter. And because why you're gonna have to do this, because there's different size and different length bolts. So like the 2 bolts right there for the starter are 14s, but these bolts over here are different. So like the bottom one right there is a 14, but the top one is a 17. The top one above that is a 17. The top 2 on the very top is a 17. That one way up there's a 17. But you see like they're different lengths. As you can see, like they're different lengths, and they're different lengths and different sizes. So right here, what I told you guys, these 2 are 14 plus, and they're short. I got one out already. Sorry if I'm everywhere, but I'm trying to go fast and I'm trying to explain at the same time. But like I said, they're different lengths. But the one in the middle right there, as you can, let me get that up in there. Let me try to, at least. It's hard to get up in there. It's a 10 between the 2 short 14s. And so what you're gonna have to do is you're also gonna have to use a wrench to get up inside here, because you cannot get an impact inside there unless you take off this like whole brace. But yeah, I'm not doing all that. So right now, only thing I'm doing is I'm going through, I'm unplugging and getting all of the engine harnesses. The engine harness connected from the transmission. So you see you have a 10mm bolt right there, a 10 right there, a plug right there. As you see, I got it disconnected, a 10 right there, 2 10s up there, the O2 sensors, and then you have a plug right there. And that's pretty much it. This last bolt that's way up here, last sensor to get to. What I'm gonna try to do is, I'm going to try to drop the transmission down a little bit and then get into that last sensor, because getting to that sensor is just, bruh, it's like you can get to it, but taking it out is just such a pain. Alright, so you pump it
all
up.
it is a big ass jack.
Okay.
I might not be able to go back as far as I thought. The chain's the top. Don't hit the O2s.
Yeah.
Alright, that's all I got on the jack.
We broke a little piece off the tranny, but that can be welded back on. Well, like, a little JB weld. Ain't gonna be nothing crazy. Just put some RTV and stuff right there, it'll be okay. And like, you got stage 2 clutching already. About to take off the pressure plate, take off the clutch, and redo all that stuff. Let's get to it. Oh man! All right, we got the pressure plate off. That look like a stage 2 clutch. I can't tell. Got the clutch off, this pressure plate off. There's 9 bolts to hold the pressure plate, and to get these Flywheel bolts out, there's gonna be a T55 as well, as the same as for the transmission. And so now I'm gonna get that off and take this off, and then we'll be walking the road, putting everything back together. All right, guys. So now we have I pull out the old pilot bushing and put in a brand new one. The rear main seal, I'm not gonna mess with the rear main seal. I'm gonna hate this, but the rear main seal actually looks good, like it's been replaced. So does this pilot bushing, but since I already have a new pilot bushing, it's not really hard to replace it. I'm just going ahead and replace the pilot bushing itself. But I'm not gonna mess with the rear main seal this time, just because it's too much of a hassle. That's going in. Okay, so gonna do that, and then gonna start assembling everything back. Alright guys, got the lightweight flywheel, and it's by Action Plus Chromoly. I'm gonna spray this down with some brake cleaner and wipe that down because I kept touching it. I got the ARP bolts in, so if you use ARP bolts on your G35 350Z, you're gonna have to put the lubricant that comes with it. So you put this around like the smooth surface of the bolt head, right beneath the bolt head, and then you use Loctite 252 on the actual thread. So what you're gonna see is the actual bolt head, which you use to tighten up, like you put a wrench on or a socket on and tighten up. Right beneath that is going to be like a smooth surface all the way around. That smooth surface, you put this on. This comes in the pack. You put that up there, and then on the actual threads, that thread in the actual crankshaft, you use Loctite 252. So now, if you do not upgrade, I guess you could just put Loctite 242 back up there. Let me see if these the same way. Also, if you're using the OEM bolts, you're gonna torque it down to 65 foot-pounds. If you're using the ARP bolts, it's gonna be 70 foot-pounds. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this up here, then get the pressure plate up there, and then we're gonna start assembling everything back up. I only have like an hour and a half to go, so I have to hurry up. Will do, guys. Sorry if that's too bright, but as you can see, I got the flywheel in, I got it torqued down. Look at that baby. That baby is clean. Make sure you put some brake cleaner and yeah, some brake cleaner and wipe it down with some paper towel. That thing is beautiful. Damn. Review this. Oh, you're gonna need to do this on the weekend, man, or take a week off to do this. You really only need 2 days to do it if you know what you're doing. Very tedious job. It's crazy, man. So now that I got the clutch on and the pressure plate on, I'm going to torque the pressure plate bolts. Is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 9 bolts, and I'm going to torque those down to 29 foot-pounds in a cross pattern. Then after that, it's just time to just assemble everything. Got the brand new Chromoly pivot bushing in there. Hold on, pivot bearing. After that, see that? So now I gotta do is just put the new throwout bearing, because my throwout bearing is actually done. Put that in there, grease everything up. That's good to go. Then the transmission can go back in. So. Alright guys, we're back here at the shop. So couldn't finish it up yesterday. Gonna finish everything up today. Alrighty, we got the, as you can see, got the new pivot bearing on. Chromoly pivot bearing, got the new throwout bearing pressed in there on. Greased up the splines, greased up the back, greased up the inside of the throwout bearing. So now I'm gonna wipe this part off because you don't want grease on this part. Wipe that off with some brake clean. Now the transmission's ready to go back up. And then we just start reassembling everything and make this quick because I only got a few hours left. So we got the transmission in, pretty much in. Now it's time to like get all the bolts in the transmission, get the harness on the transmission, put the drive shaft in. Drive shaft in, exhaust in, make sure everything plugged down. Get the shifter bolted back down and start the car. Now with these, like I said, it's gonna be a T55 to take these loose. Tighten them down to about 25 foot-pounds. You're gonna fill the transmission up with fluid through there. So I'm about to get ready to do that right now. And yeah, fill the now it's time to fill the transmission up with transmission coolant. Damn, coolant, Jesus. Transmission fluid. So got this from Z1. It's Redline MT90. It's basically like the highest grade transmission fluid you can get for the CDs, for the G's and the Z's. Make sure you go with GL4. Do not get GL5. GL5 will mess your synchros up. And if you know the old CDs in like the 2004, I think, and below, or maybe 2005 below, I forgot when they did. I have to do my research, but the old transmissions in the old G's and Z's have bad synchro. So this right here, MT90, will help you out with that. So let's go ahead and get this filled up. I also have the drive shaft in already. So now I just gotta tighten down, finish tightening down the drive shaft, finish tightening down some bolts, I'm torquing some bolts on the cross member 36 for 4, tighten down, finish tightening down. I have most of them tightened down already, but finish torquing the bolts of the transmission. I already tightened down and torqued the slave cylinder. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I just gotta torque some stuff down, fill up, put the exhaust on, and it's time to crank this baby up, man. Hey man, let's get it, man. I'm excited. So I have everything tightened up, transmission fluid in, torque down, cross member torque down, all the transmission bolts are in except for one, the very top. It goes to the breather tube bracket. I'm gonna get that once the car is lowered. So drive shaft bolts are in, tighten down. Yeah, everything is in there. So right now I'm going through the transmission, not transmission, sorry. I'm tightening up the exhaust bolts. Then we're gonna crank the car up. And what I'm gonna do is see if I don't have to bleed the car. I might have to, I might not. And if I don't have to bleed the car, I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, cycle through the gears and make sure everything is good. And if that's good, we're gonna be on the road, man. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so I forgot to mention, as you can see right there, let me see, I have some grease. So inside of that fork, the little pivot hole, I put the grease inside there and the grease on the actual clutch slave cylinder, the little piece that goes in and out on that as well. Make sure you grease that up. What I use for everything, for the inside, the throwout bearing, the sleeve, the spline, I use high temp grease. I use grease for all that stuff. So yeah, man, that should be about it. It's now time to lower the car, turn the car on, well, reconnect the battery, turn the car on, and let's see if I have to bleed the clutch or not. Alright, man, I gotta get used to this. Like, this lightweight flywheel and stage 5 clutch ain't no joke. 500 miles to break in, I just paid. I'm going home now. Took me like 2 days. Well, like, it's really, you know, honestly, it took me in total, look at that, bro. This lightweight flywheel I just stalled. It took me 12 hours to do this. So, took me, that's what to do that. Took me 12 hours. I gotta get used to this lightweight flywheel, bro. This is crazy. Now, the car feels good and everything, but I just don't like how the clutch pedal feels. It feels soft, even softer than before. It come to find out I had a stage 2 clutch already in the car. So over the next few days, if it doesn't change, I'm gonna try to make some adjustments to like the little master cylinder, the little, sorry, but I'm gonna make some adjustments to like the master cylinder, the little pedal line, but we're gonna see. So that'll be it for this video, man. Sorry if it wasn't as detailed as like my other videos. I was in crunch time, man. I wasn't trying to pay them a whole bunch of money because it's like $40 an hour there. Big shout out to them. They helped me out a lot, and like when I ran into stuff I didn't really know how to do. But yeah, man, so I'll catch you guys on the next one, baby. I'm out.